Tour fans, I've been told that some of you like driving tours, so we're going to do a driving tour down Fifth Avenue. We're working our way over to Fifth Avenue. This is 23rd Street. We're going to go from 23rd Street all the way down to Washington Square, where Fifth Avenue ends. There's a little mini Arch of Triumph down at that location. And that's where Fifth Avenue begins or ends, depending on how you think about it. Since it goes south, we're going to assume it ends there, as opposed to beginning there. Kids are out in school, it looks like, walking around school trips. We're on 23rd Street. We've got a couple blocks to go. We're going to make a left turn onto Fifth Avenue and head south and see what that looks like. It's a beautiful day today, beautiful blue sky that we kind of like. It's not as blue as I'd like because there's a little bit of smoke in the air from Canadian fires. Canada has a lot of forest fires going on right now, and the smoke is blowing down to the U.S. But we have a blue sky and a sunny day. Last month of May, we had 4 sunny days. Every day it was sunny, I tried to use it in the videos. 4 out of a month. 4 days out of a month were good. Now we're at Park Avenue South. This is the southern part of Fifth Avenue. We've never done that before. Fifth Avenue is when I asked my friend ChatGPT, what's the most popular driving tour in Manhattan? And immediately he came back and said, ChatGPT said, Fifth Avenue. Whether it's a walking tour or a driving tour, Fifth Avenue is the most popular thing for people around the world. Manhattan is really the epicenter of the world in some ways, and people around the world care about what goes on here. So we're driving on 23rd Street, I think one more block. Maybe 2. We can turn left onto 5th. Let's see what lower Fifth Avenue looks like. This is Madison. This is where Madison Avenue starts, folks. How about that? On 23rd Street. I didn't know that. That's where Madison Avenue actually starts. I have a new filter I'm putting on the camera that actually filters out UV light and makes it look a little bit nicer, I think. That was what you just saw go across your screen, the filter. I forgot to put it on before I started the video. So this is where Madison starts. So Madison Avenue starts on 23rd Street. That's as far south as it goes. And this should be Fifth Avenue if we're lucky. And of course it says no right turn, no left turn. So I have to go around the block to get on Fifth Avenue, which I'll do. That's because a lot of people want to make left turns here. Kids are all ready and dressed for summertime. When I left my home today in beautiful Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, it was 40 degrees and cold, and I wore my winter coat. I've been wearing a lot these days, and now coming to Manhattan, it's about 72 or 73 degrees, and I can shed my winter coat and my sweater, and I'm good to go. But first, we're going to take our drive down Fifth Avenue. And since I can't make a left turn here, I'm going to go around the block and then come down. You have to do that a lot in New York City when you're driving here. Many times you can't make a and the odds go west. It's easy to figure out. That was from a law that was passed by the zoning board in 1811, where all the streets north of Houston Street had to be numbered, with the even streets going east and the odd streets going west. And the avenues going north and south. And they were supposed to start anywhere north of Houston Street. This red lane we're in is for buses only. This was an idea some people in the city had, to have one lane free for buses, not let anyone else drive in that lane. We can drive here now because we're making a right turn, and you can't make a left right turn from that other lane next to me because that only goes straight. But it's a beautiful day. I'm just happy to have a beautiful day with no rain. Pardon my coughing. Turn onto 6th Avenue, and then we're going to make a right turn onto 24th Street. Sadly, when you ride behind a bus like this, there's not too much you can see. I apologize to folks for that. By the way, if you like videos like this, please subscribe. That little red button you see down in the lower right hand corner of your screen, just hit that button. It's free. It means you subscribe to the channel, and you know what that means? It means whenever I release a new video, you get to see a 2-second blurb of that on your phone, whatever device you use to subscribe on. That's it. That's all it means. It doesn't mean you're committed to me for life. Get rid of me anytime you want to. But YouTube loves to see more subscribers. We love to see more subscribers. We'd also really appreciate it if you click the like button. When you press like, that means you enjoyed the video. And YouTube will send this video to more people who have similar likes. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. It's all about algorithms today. Right now, making a right turn. I believe this is Union Square Park. And we're going down 5th Avenue when pedestrians allow us to. This should be 5th Avenue. And here we are on 5th Avenue. South. So this is a tour of what it's like to be on 5th Avenue. And what you see, there's a person crossing against the light. Wants to die, obviously. I sometimes wish there was more police enforcement and all kinds of rules and regulations, but then who knows? Maybe you don't need as much. And we're heading slowly down to Lower Manhattan. I'll pull around here so this truck so you can see it, get a little better idea. And way off the distance down there, you see what looks like a model of the Arch of Triumph. That's the start of Washington Park, Washington Square Park. I'm going to do a video eventually on Greenwich Village and Washington Square Park is really sort of the center and start of our Greenwich Village tour. This is a very nice section of New York. This is sort of North Greenwich Village, I guess. The village is really from Washington Square Park and southward and northward. This is sort of just lower Manhattan. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. And it's a North Village. Traffic is heavy today. Sundays are often a more fun day to come because there's a lot less traffic. But I come when the weather allows. That's how I determine when I'm coming. This is probably the best day this week to come to New York City, come to Manhattan. People who live in and around New York City call Manhattan New York City. Even if they live in Queens, they say you're going to New York City. Even though they live in New York City, technically New York City means usually Manhattan. And we're coming up slowly on the Washington Square Arch of Triumph. There's lots of businesses here, and as we get closer to Washington Square, there's also lots of great restaurants. Washington Square also is where NYU is located, New York University, which is the largest private university in the country. They charge $90,000 a year for freshmen for tuition and room and board. Can you imagine if you had 3 children going there simultaneously? That would cost about $1.2 million to educate them. No, that would cost almost $800,000 a year for your kids. So to educate them would cost probably a lot more. No, it'd be at 1.2. You could educate them all for 4 years. Very expensive. I went to Hofstra University, which prided itself on having the same pricing structure as did New York University. And when I went to Hofstra, it was $45 a credit. Now Hofstra is charging $1,900 a credit. Multiply that times 17 credits. That's what Hofstra is up to about $70,000 a year. Can't keep up with NYU, I guess. Many famous people have gone to NYU. Many famous discoveries have come out of NYU. A lot of construction going on here. The trucks, sadly, are blocking our wonderful view of NYU at this point. There's the famous arch. I see that all the time too. Lots of grandmothers taking care of their babies, their daughters. Very nice. This is now we're into the residential part of North Greenwich Village. This is mostly residences here and restaurants. Matter of fact, I was assigned to take the bar exam for the first time at NYU, and my friend from law school, who ultimately became my law partner, and I had dinner the night before the bar exams at a restaurant right around here somewhere. I'm not sure, maybe an Italian restaurant, I don't recall. It was a long time ago. We still see each other a couple of times a year. So that big arch you see in front of us, being blocked by the trucks, unfortunately, it looks like the Arch of Triumph, is the George Washington Square Memorial. Bikes and scooters all over the place. As think a lot of them get hit periodically. There, now we get a good shot of the arch. And if you look straight ahead, you see the fountain in the center of Washington Square. That fountain is moved so it will be directly centered in the square. It cost them $3 million for the city because they wanted to keep the tourists happy. That's the arch. On the left side of the arch is Washington in his military uniform. On the right side of the arch, you can see Washington in his civilian uniform as his president and diplomat. So both phases of George Washington's life is covered here. And that's the famous Washington Square. And that will conclude this video for you folks. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you're still watching the video, hit that red button on the lower side, right side of the screen and subscribe. Have a nice day. Thank you.